What is up, my friends? It is Monday and it is the Anfield Agenda transfer news roundup. As always, we've gone through the media, tried to find the most up-to-date and interesting Liverpool transfer stories, as well as a few other bits and pieces to bring to you guys over the next 8 to 10 minutes. If you enjoy the video and you're finished watching it, please do drop a like. Most importantly, we'd love to know your thoughts in the comment section. And don't forget, we will be back tonight at 8:30 for another live late night agenda where we go through your take on all of these stories and lots of other bits and pieces. To start off today, my friends, I'm going to go straight to the Times, and I believe it's Paul Joyce, but either way, this piece said that RB Leipzig are one of a number of teams interested in signing England under-21 and Liverpool midfielder Tyler Morton. Of course, Tyler Morton is always impressed on loan at Blackburn and Hull, but it did remain unanswered what is going to be his long-term future. And if Liverpool can get a deal that works for everybody and Tyler Morton is happy to take that next step in his career, this is one I can fully understand. He deserves to go and play football. I just don't know if he was ever really going to make it for Liverpool in that position in midfield. It is a stacked area for us, albeit not so much from the number 6 role, but if we are looking to bring in the number 6, it would only push Tyler Morton even further down the pecking order. So if it's a deal that works for everybody involved, it's not one that I'm going to be too worried about. But of course, we would love to know your thoughts on this Tyler Morton story. Do you think Leipzig will be a good fit, or do you think maybe his future lies back in England? Bobby Clark, another Liverpool midfielder who is attracting interest, also of RB Leipzig, but Norwich, Red Bull Salzburg and a couple of other clubs are interested in taking him on loan. Now, Liverpool won't sell Bobby Clark because he signed a new contract last year, and myself and many others included believe this kid is the real deal and will eventually make his way into that Liverpool midfield. So if Arne Slot assesses his squad and deems that a loan is the best move for Bobby Clark, then the likes of a Leipzig or Salzburg would not be a bad move at all. Obviously, if you went over to Salzburg, he'd be hooking back up with Pep Linders, who just joined them as their new head coach, so could work out there. Let us know your thoughts on this, but for me, I really do like Bobby Clark and think he has a future long-term at Liverpool Football Club. Somebody who doesn't have a future at Liverpool Football Club, and this is the part where I have to pretend that I'm upset, is Adrian San Miguel, who, according to reports coming out of Spain, they're preparing his homecoming because he is going to sign a deal with Real Betis, which will end his 6-year stint, I believe, at Liverpool, and mean that we have to go and bring up another third-choice goalkeeper. But his wages being freed up off the books will certainly help in the transfer business, but he is a liked character around Kirby and the squad. I just aren't one of those people. So for me, I'm not upset. I can't even lie and say I am. It is what it is. He's 37 years of age. He wants to go back to Sevilla and to Real Betis, which of course, or Sevilla I should say, and Real Betis, which is where it all began from. So if he can go full circle in his career, why not? But it does look like he's going to say no to the Liverpool contract that's offered to him and go back to Real Betis. Right, so the Echo have wrote a piece that kind of summarises everything. If we're supposed to believe that Liverpool aren't in the market for a defensive midfielder, even though many journalists have told us for a year or two we are, this piece says the search for a top-class number 6 has entered its 3rd year. I'm going to stop it right there because that, I think, tells us everything we need to know. 3 years now. 3 years trying to find the number 6 to come in and be the long-term solution, whether that was looking ahead to before Fabinho left or after we signed with Turo Endo, who, by the way, said with his age, Liverpool probably should be looking to bring in another number 6. His words, by the way, not mine. And I love Endo, but I do think he's right. I do think we should be looking to finally take that leap and find the number 6. I understand the club have a certain criteria that they want, but 3 years of a search should be long enough that we can find whoever the candidate is to come in. Now, we know we tried to get Arlene Tchouameni, that didn't work out. Caicedo, Lavia, so the club certainly don't want to look foolish in their endeavours in this market, but I do hope that it is resolved in this window. Now, the reason you're probably clicking on this video is for the Raphinha and Luis Diaz story, and don't worry, I'm about to go into it and cover it for you now. This coming out of our friends at LFT Transfer Room have said Al-Hilal's manager, Jorge Jesus, has going all out to sign Raphinha. Barcelona have informed them that they want at least €90 million with a straight face for Raphinha, which will not be a problem for Al-Hilal. Could this be the move, they say, that triggers their interest in Luis Diaz and maybe Liverpool's pursuit of Nico Williams? I would suggest probably, but if Al-Hilal are silly enough to pay 90 to 100 million euro for Raphinha, then Barcelona can have no qualms or pushback over the money Liverpool will ask for Luis Diaz, which will be somewhere in and around a similar fee. So if they want to do it, fair enough. If Diaz wants to move, fair enough. We don't want a player who doesn't want to be at the club, but we don't know the situation just yet. I truly do believe that Diaz wants to go to Barca, and if they can make this work, as long as we get a replacement, I'm fine with it. I like Lucho. He brings a lot to the team. I'd like a little bit more end product from him, but that being said, would I swap him for a Nico Williams and his potential? Yes I would, especially for the same type of transfer fee, 6 years younger. And Barcelona do need some leadership in that dressing room, according to Deco. So let's see what happens here. But if you see that move happening, if Al-Hilal do pay the money for Raphinha, then it may be an indication of what is to come next, which will of course be Barcelona trying to come in and get Luis Diaz out of Liverpool. So what I'd like to know from you guys is, do you see it happening? And do you think Liverpool will get the rumoured £70 million or about 85-90 million euro that they're looking for? Looking forward to reading your comments on this one below. Next up is a little report from our boy Darwin Nunez, who kicked off his Copa America campaign last night with Uruguay. It was a very Darwin-esque game. I did tune in and watch it, and it had a little bit of everything. Missed chances, offsides, great play, step overs, set-ups, dummies, penalty shouts, and of course right at the end the goal as well. Speaking himself, he said, "I'm going to make 5 or 10 mistakes, but I'm going to try 11 times. You should never give up, otherwise nothing will ever come of it." Now, I find it very difficult to take Darwin seriously when he's doing his best Kenny Powers La Flama Blanca impression with that new haircut of his, but honestly, I really enjoyed watching him. That's all I can say last night is he did put himself about, he did work really, really hard. And overall, that's Darwin. He is chaos, and that's why we love him, but that's why also he frustrates many people. So good to see him get off to a winning start. I do think they'll go deep into that tournament, and I do think Darwin will bag a load of goals. So keep an eye on it, and let us know your thoughts if indeed you did watch La Flama Blanca last night. Sorry, Eastbound and Down reference there. So if you're not old like me, you may not get that one. Next up was a little bit of defence from Declan Rice towards our boy, Trent Alexander-Arnold. And do you know what? Fair play, Declan Rice. Thank you. It's about time somebody stood up and showed some respect for Trent. He said, "Trent is one of the best players I've ever seen. I'll tell you now, Trent can play in midfield. He's unbelievable." It's rumoured that Trent's going to be dropped for tomorrow's England game, but he's been scapegoated way too much for my liking in this tournament. I'm not trying to say Trent set the world on fire, but there's been a lot of stinky performances out of that England team, and to see Trent singled out and dropped the way he has annoyed me. But Declan Rice did go on to say a very, very valid point. Half the country were calling for Trent to play in midfield. You play him in midfield, then you want to bring him down. I don't get it. So thank you, Declan Rice, for bringing that up, because genuinely somebody needed to say it. And when it's said from somebody of the calibre of Declan Rice, who obviously knows what he's at in midfield, good to hear. So let me know your thoughts on that one. Do you think Trent is coming in for a little bit of unfair criticism from the English media? Now, a little bit on Calafiori, because there are conflicting reports coming out today. First of all, we have Sasha Taglieri, who said Juventus are closing in on a move for Riccardo Calafiori. Deal worth somewhere between 40 million and 50 million euro. Departure is seen as a formality. So there's a lot to unpack there. Firstly, every other article that I've seen around Calafiori, regardless of where he is going to go, has had the price tag a lot lower than that. Now, maybe Juventus are getting the leave us alone, stop annoying us tax because of the whole Thiago Motta thing, but I still don't know if I believe that he is Juventus bound, particularly for 40 to 50 million euro, when about 21 million pound or 25 million euro has been the fee that has been quoted almost everywhere. We will move on for a little bit about Kudus in a second, but I want to give you the other side of this Calafiori story. So this piece here from Gazzetta Italia said Juventus have cooled their interest in Riccardo Calafiori and are leaning on Bologna's high asking price as a reason why. So I'll let you figure out which one of those two you believe. Do you think he's off to Juventus? Do you think it's a smokescreen? I do know Bologna aren't happy with Juventus over Thiago Motta, and they certainly won't make it easy. So if Liverpool are indeed interested, I hope we act very soon. And the last thing that I have for you guys is just confirmation from Florian Plettenberg about Mohamed Kudus that he does have that £85 million release clause, and most importantly, it can be activated by Liverpool or anybody else this summer if they pay West Ham the 85 million quid. That was an unanswered question that we had for a couple of weeks now, and according to Florian Plettenberg, that is triggerable this summer. So should Liverpool be looking to sign Mohamed Kudus for £85 million? Lots to get through, and of course we will go through it in more detail tonight at 8:30. Hope to see you then. Don't forget, you can get your tickets for our live shows with the QR code on the screen or the link in the description, and I look forward to catching up with you guys soon. Take care, enjoy your Monday, bye bye.